Hi, I'm Eric, and today we're here at Frederick High School. We're going to meet a math teacher who benefited from her time as a student in Frederick County Public Schools. And because of her time here, she wanted to give back, and she's doing that now as a member of the FCPS team. Let's go and meet her. So we are here today at Frederick High School, and there's nothing like being inside of a classroom. We're here with Sophias Background, mathematics teacher here at Frederick High School. Sophia, it is so nice to be here with you today.
It's nice to be here, Eric.
Now I'm going to ask you this question, because sometimes people get nervous to ask this, but it's a very important question. Would you mind pronouncing your name to make sure that I'm saying it accurately?
Yeah, my name is Sophias Background.
Okay, thank you, Sophia.
Thank
We
you.
know names are important, so I appreciate that.
Definitely is.
So let's jump right in. Sophia, you are a mathematics teacher here at Frederick High School, but tell us a little bit about your background before we get into what you actually do today.
So before I got into teaching, I was a student. So I started off my schooling when my parents and we first immigrated over to US from India. We actually came to Frederick. And then I started my schooling here back from sixth grade. So I was in the middle school here, and I was placed into the EL program because back then, when I first immigrated over, I knew barely any English. So I was placed in the EL program, which was back then known as the ESL program. So from there, I learned English, how to read, how to write, how to speak English. And then all through middle school, I was in the EL program, and then I was mainstreamed back in high school. So I went to West Frederick, went to Frederick High, and then from Frederick High, I graduated from Frederick High, and I went on to Hook College, where I decided to do my major in mathematics and secondary education. And then right out of college, I decided to become a teacher.
Awesome.
And I got a position here at Frederick High.
And we're so fortunate that you did.
Oh, thank you.
So
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Let me go back and ask you, as a middle schooler immigrating from another country, not knowing the language when you got here, what did you find encouraging? What did you enjoy about being a student at West Frederick Middle School that prompted you to want to get into teaching?
Okay, so at the start of it, I was very nervous, afraid, because I'm put into a culture and into a language that I barely knew of. So, but what really helped me go through it was the teachers. They were very supportive of me. They were there every step of the way, helping me with English, showing me how to speak and how to make myself more comfortable in the environment here as well. I think the teachers were caring and supportive, and that really wanted me to make myself, it really helped me enjoy my schooling year here in US. And once I saw that, I really wanted to be a teacher and kind of like them. And I wanted to be part of that as well. So that made me decide that I really wanted to do something as a teacher as well.
That says a lot, because some people look back on their middle school years and like, I would never want to do that again. And West Frederick is a wonderful place to be.
It is, yes.
Well, awesome. So then you decided to become a mathematics teacher, first a major at Hood.
Yes.
What made you decide to go into math?
So I really enjoyed math. I always loved working with numbers and thinking of how I can use numbers in real life as well. So that was one field I really enjoyed. And plus my dad was my big support as well. He was a big on math as well. So at home, he used to give me problems here and there and got me into really liking math. And I started, as I was taking higher level math classes here at Frederick High itself, I realized I really enjoyed math. And then when I got into college, I did explore all the different fields, but it was nothing like math that I really enjoyed. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make this as my major. So when I was in college, as I was doing my major in math, I also realized, like in middle school and high school, I really liked working with kids as well. And I really wanted to make a big impact with the students as well. So I decided to combine those two together, and I'll become a math teacher. So
That's awesome.
Here I am now.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
So let me ask you, what do you enjoy most about what you do every day as a teacher here at Frederick High School and as a math teacher?
Being able to work with these kids, showing them that math is not scary. There are things in math that you can use in everyday life, showing them the connection on how math can be useful, how can math be fun and not just solving problems. That's what I like about this position. And I also like the fact that every day is not a same old day. I don't come to the school and thinking that I'm going to experience the same thing as I experienced the day before. Every day is a bright new day. So that's what keeps me going. And that's the part I love about teaching.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So we'll put you on the spot, or maybe not.
Okay.
Think about a math concept that students find challenging. What's the concept and how do you make it interesting and connect it to life outside of the classroom?
For example, currently we're working on quadratics. It is one of the most challenging topics ever, and the kids really struggle with it. So the way I try and do this is I try and connect it to real life situation. Imagine playing a ball. How many of you guys play a sport? And then we try and get their interest in as well, sports. And I say, okay, so if you were playing basketball or baseball or volleyball, and you toss a ball, you hit a ball, where does the ball go? Okay, it goes out. Does it keep going up or does it come back down? Oh, it comes back down. So I try and connect to their interest, and then I say, okay, what path does the ball take? Oh, it takes a U-curve. Oh, there's your quadratic curve right there. And then we try and talk about things like, okay, how high did the ball go? When does the ball land on the ground? Or things like that. Try and connect it to their interest and their prior knowledge and like take it all out to teach something new.
I need her as my math teacher. That was awesome. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Anytime.
you. And I used to teach math, but
Oh, you
as
did?
a student, I needed you back then as a student. I love teaching it just like you.
Yeah.
I view it as like a puzzle.
It is. That's how I feel like it. The excitement you get when you solve a puzzle is what I said. And I tell the kids, here's a puzzle. Try and solve it out. How do you feel about it? And I just try and celebrate little things as well with the kids. Like if they were able to take a function and like, even though they did solve it incorrectly, but if they have the process in there, I celebrate that with them. And they just look at me and like, but I got the answer wrong. That's okay. You were able to give me the steps that led you to the answer. So you have something in there. Let's build on that a little bit more.
Oh, that passion, that's dynamic.
I give them that little passion and like make sure they feel comfortable in the classroom to be able to make mistakes, ask questions. I feel like that's the big thing. If they're not comfortable in the classroom, there's very little learning going on. So I like to celebrate every little things I can in the classroom with them.
Sophia not only helps students feel comfortable in the classroom, but she helps build their confidence to succeed in math. When a student says, I'm not good at math, her outlook is, let's see what you know first, and then we can build on that. Sophia does a wonderful job showing students that, yeah, math may be scary at times, but it's not impossible. She works with the students that she has to make application of what they're learning to real-life situations and enjoys when her students can make that connection. Her love for working with our students extends outside of the classroom as well. She takes interest in their theater productions, athletic competitions, and work life. What Sophia does on a daily basis is essential to Frederick County Public Schools. So if you could tell anything to our community, our colleagues across the school system about what it means to be a teacher, what would you tell them?
So teaching is not just about being able to get the content across to the kids. It's also about working with the student as a whole. So there's a lot of factors that come in with the student. I don't want to scare them off either, but just being able to being flexible, being able to understand where the student is coming from, the whole psychology behind the student a little bit. How do I make the student comfortable enough to ask questions in the classroom? How do I make him comfortable enough to it's to understand that it's okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn. How do I tell him to, not, if you make a mistake, you gotta get back up and try again. So there's a whole lot that goes on in the classroom than just teaching the content.
And that's the fun thing about being in a building. You never know when the bell's going to interrupt you,
Yep.
right? So I'm going to let you know, I really appreciated and valued the time we had to speak today. There are a few things that I learned, and I think it's really important to always acknowledge when you take the time to talk to somebody, start making those connections. So here's a few connections I got for you.
Yes.
We both taught math. I don't think I taught it as effectively as you did. And if it's just at the elementary level, we both were teachers. You were a student at West Frederick. I was a teacher at West Frederick. We're both HUD graduates.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So all those connections. And so I think it's really important to be able to get to learn about one another, listen to one another and the work that we do, and find those connections that we have and those differences because they help to solidify those.
I agree. I feel like the connections are the #1 thing that impacts the students' learning. So.
Thank you for everything that you do. We are so appreciative to have you as a member of the FCPS team.
Thank you, Eric. It's happy to be here. I love to be here at Frederick High, FCPS. So
thank you.
Thank you again.
Our teachers are truly inspirational. It was wonderful being able to spend a little bit of time today with Subia to learn about her story, her journey here to the United States, to learn the language, and to be inspired by her teachers. So inspired that it motivated her to want to become a teacher. We appreciated learning about the work that she does to make sure that our students have the confidence that they need to be able to dive into a topic that many find challenging. And she does that by building connections with students and by helping them to make connections with what they're being taught outside of the classroom. Our teachers are truly inspiring, not just here at Frederick High School, but across FCPS. They motivate, ensure that our students have everything that they need to be successful academically in a secure environment where they believe that they belong. They are essential to the work that we do each and every day. Well, everyone, until next time, please continue to take care of each other, take care of yourself, and be well. Bye.